All right, welcome. Yeah, earlier we talked about the raw score that was given to us, which we have on our right flank here, which is 12103 41 111 22323 21400. What we said was that this particular set of scores will not make meaning, but again, what we try to do is to represent them in what? In a frequency distribution table. So the first thing, of course, to do is to identify the unique number, which we identify 0 as the minimum score. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 being the what? The maximum obtainable score. Having identified that, the next thing for us to do is to tally. And now to run the tally, we say we slash the number and represent it with a what? With a stroke. So starting from here, the first number here is 1. If we stroke 1 here, we come to tally at the corresponding number of times the books was borrowed. So again, the next will be 2, which we will cross 2, we tally here. Cross 1 again, this will make it the second stroke. 0, we tally it at the first stroke. We cross 3, we tally it. We cross 4, we tally that. We cross 0, that will be what? That will give us another stroke. We cross 1, this will give us the third stroke. We cross 1 again, this will give us the fourth stroke. We cross 1 again, this will make a bunch, making the fifth one. This will make a what? A bunch. So the next one again is 2. We stroke it, we slash this, we make another stroke. 3 again, this will be the second. 2, this will be the fourth. 3, this will make another what? Another stroke. For the 2, this will be the what? A bunch. This will make it a bunch. Every fifth one are meant to make a bunch. All right. If we slash this, the 1, then we start a new set here. We slash 4, we stroke 0, we stroke 0, which is the last one, then we make a stroke. I haven't done this. This will now be I haven't done the tally, completed the tally. All right, the next thing to do is to talk about our F, which is the frequency, the number of times each of these particular values occurred. And the number of times they occurred here is what we are to represent. We'll now transfer this particular tallied values as Arabic numerals, which is our regular 1, 2, 3. So here we have 4, here we have 6, here we have 5, here we have 3, and here we have what? 2. Then the next thing to do is to sum up all the values we have here to ensure that they are equal to 20, which is the total number of scores represented here. So if you add 4 to 6, that's 10, plus 5 is 15, 15 plus 3, that's 18, 18 plus 2 will give us 20. So this gives us a total of what? A total of 20. So this tells us that the number of the data set given to us, which is 20, is adequately represented here in the numbers here. So what this also tells us that for those people that borrowed, number of books borrowed, some people don't borrow any books at all. So number of people that don't borrow any books at all, there were 4 of them, of these pupils that were sampled. And here, for those who borrowed only 1 book, 6 of them borrowed only 1 book in a week. While those who borrowed 2 books, 5 of them borrowed 2 books in a week. While those who borrow 3 books in a week, there are 3 of them. While those who borrow 4 books in a week, there are 2 of them. So this is clearly what we mean by making a clearer representation of this raw score in a frequency distribution table. You will agree with me that making an informed decision from this particular frequency distribution table is easier when compared to the raw data that is being represented here. Because from here, if you ask me which books or which number of books being borrowed most by these pupils, you will agree with me that if you come to the frequency here is 5, you agree with me, it's rather 6. I can trade this at it's only 1 book. At least most of them, they borrowed at least a book in a week. Most of the learners borrows a book in a week. Similarly, the fewest being borrowed in a week, or number of books being borrowed, or the highest number of books, the number of times being borrowed here, the lowest coming as as 2, coming 4 times, meaning the number of times which is the lowest times being borrowed is 4 books. that is being borrowed in a week. Here is a clear representation of what we mean by frequency distribution table. Here, from here, you will agree with me for anybody to make a decision, or whether you want to encourage learners to borrow more books, or if from here we can, or make a decision based on certain particular intervention you run as a school administrator in terms of borrowing books. Here tells us better how this particular books, how information can be passed. Thank you.